So you're thinking about moving to Boston, Massachusetts, and you just don't know if it's going to be the right fit. You don't know if you're going to fit in, if it's going to be a good place, if it's kind of the spot and vibe for you. Well, let me tell you, there's a lot of reasons to move here, but there's also a lot of reasons not to. So in this video, I'm going to go over the 10 reasons why you may not want to move to Boston and the 10 reasons why it may not be for you. So let's get right into it because I love these videos. I love helping people out. And if we can avoid you making a costly moving mistake, let's get into it. So if you're relocating to Boston, what's up, everybody? This is Joe with the Turco Group right here in Boston, Massachusetts. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about working, eating, sleeping, living, playing, and what it's like to be a green teamer, make sure you tap that subscribe button, click the little bell so that you're notified every time we do a new video. Honestly, we get so many phone calls, texts, emails every day from people who are relocating here, and we absolutely love it. If you're thinking about moving anywhere in the area, relocating, or coming here to stay, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even send Paul Revere. Days, nights, weekends, however you want to get a hold of us, we've got your back when moving to Boston and Massachusetts. So I really just want to kick this video off with, this is the top 10 reasons not to move to Boston. We are going to get right into the thick of it because, hey, this might not be the city for you. And we want to give you that just kind of upfront knowledge right now, right here. So let's kick it off. Reason number 10 why it may not be the best choice for you to move here. You are either one, not a sports fan, or two, are not going to get on board with our sports teams. Now, here's the thing. We are a passionate city. We are a city of champions, and we love when we get to have those championship parades, which, side note, by the way, we get to have often, more than any other city across all of the major sports in the last 20 years. So if it's something where you are just not about that Bruins or Celtics or Red Sox or, God forbid, Patriots lifestyle, it might be difficult for you here. And if you are a Yankees fan, do not be wearing that just trash uniform around our city. You will not get a good response. People do not like it. We are not shy. Now, that's not to say that people are going to be mean to you. It means that they're going to be wicked mean. And that is one of the big things is if you can't handle the amount of just diehard fandom, especially around teams like the Bruins and hockey, and maybe you're from a market that just doesn't have hockey or it's not like a big deal. We are one of the original hockey teams. It is where we love winning. So it might be a reason why, if you're not that into sports and you don't love that type of culture, you might not want to choose this city. But let's keep going. Okay, reason number 9. You don't like public transportation. We are a city that is structured and based around having things like the T, that's the train and the subway, depending on kind of where you're going, as well as, being very walkable, having lots of buses, having ferries, across different parts of the bay. We really have gotten on board with public transportation. So if you're a person that wants to hop in their own car and kind of have easy parking and not a lot of traffic and, just in and out quick, it's not going to go over well. It's one of those things where because we have such a robust public transportation system, everybody in the city uses it. And a lot of people that live in the suburbs outside of the city use it as well, whether it be one of our commuter rails or just the regular T. And then again, once you're inside the city, we also have public bike rentals. We have a lot of people that are on the buses, and again, the T when it's not down. But that's a whole nother reason to hate on it. So we won't get into that today. But what I'm telling you is, if you are a person that feels like they need that quiet solitude of their own vehicle, their own transportation, and they don't want to hop on public transportation, Boston may not be the city for you. Reason number 8, Boston is known for its educational systems, not only for, the pre-K, for the elementary schools, the high schools, stuff like that, but also for our universities. We house some of the most prestigious universities here in our, small city. So you have places like MIT, you have places like Harvard, you have, Boston College, and that is one of the things that you're going to have to be okay with. So if you're a person that is intimidated by having a lot of educated and intelligent people around, it's going to be difficult because we house some of the smartest people in the world. So you may be going out and getting ramen or having a coffee or just hanging out on, Boston Common, playing Frisbee, doing whatever. And you might not realize just how educated and intelligent some of the people that you're bumping into are. And that can be intimidating. So if you're a person that is easily intimidated by, people that have a great education, or let's be honest, if you have kids, they're probably going to wind up with how good our school systems are, smarter than you are. So if those are things that you can't cope with or can't handle, or it's going to be difficult, Boston, again, may not be the city for you. Reason number 7 that you may not be a good fit for Boston or, Massachusetts in general is we have extremely cold winters. So if you are one of those people that, let's be honest, is not really going to be able to handle the cold and is not going to be able to handle the very short amount of daylight that we have during the winter, or just like how much it can inconvenience you in terms of transportation or your day-to-day life or things to do, it's going to be a rough road. I'll be honest, I've had a couple friends and a couple clients that moved here to Boston and were not prepared for the winters or how cold it was. One of my friends came from Florida and they were used to, wearing a light jacket or a sweatshirt and going out in shorts and sandals pretty much year round. And they were in for a rude awakening the first time we had a snowstorm because they hadn't prepared themselves. They hadn't gotten things like a snow shovel or boots or an ice scraper for your car window. They hadn't thought of the different things like, oh, hey, the ice that, is there on the ground is slippery and it might need to be salted. Or the fact that they're going to have to wash their car at the car wash like once a week because the salt buildup from the snowplows is so much and so damaging to your car that you have to do these things. So again, one of the, bigger reasons on why, this might not be for you is just the fact that it is so cold in the wintertime and that it is also, snowy and gray skies. I mean, if you want to talk about seasonal affect depression or sad, whatever that is, I mean, geez, I can't even say it, guys. I'm so sad about it. It hits people hard. So if it's where you are, a sun child and you really need that warm weather, it might not go over well. Okay, so here's the thing. Number 6. People are funny here in Boston. Like, you don't know it, but most of the shows that you probably love are either acted or written by or have in them people from Boston. I mean, we're talking about all of the major funny people are from here. So you have people like Jay Leno, Conan O'Brien, Mindy Kaling, Steve Carell. I mean, The Office. How many times have you watched it? Be honest. It's been at least a couple dozen. You can't tell me that you haven't watched it. So you have, also some of the major actors. I mean, Kaczynski, he just had that great movie. I'm not gonna tell you which one. Comment below if you know what it is. And he's a funny guy, although he's been taking some more serious roles. So the funny thing is we have a huge comedy scene here. We have a huge improv scene here. And if you just don't like funny people or people that, think they're funny, again, Boston might not be the best place. And it's one of the reasons why you might not want to live here. All right, so here we go. Another reason, the slang. You're gonna find that it might not be for you. One, people talk fast here and they say things like wicked about everything because things are wicked awesome and that's wicked funny. And, you wicked better stop because I don't know what I'm gonna do to you if you don't. So if you can't get along with that, or, things like calling the package shop or what other people would know as the liquor store, the packy, there's a lot that just kind of is Boston. And, you'll hear people saying things like, no, sir, which is just a really lazy way of saying no, sir, but they just kind of slur the words together. So it comes off that real quick, no, sir. And it's kind of like that, no way, like, I don't believe it. So again, that's another reason why Boston just might not be for you. Okay, we're finally getting into some food. As you guys that have been watching the channel know, I am a big fan of food. I love going out. I will wholeheartedly say that, foodie culture is alive and well in Boston. So getting right into that, if you are a person that does not love seafood, this might not be the town for you. Almost everything from the, new restaurants to our Michelin star ones, guys like Ming Tsai, all of those amazing chefs that we have here in Boston, they're focusing on seafood. It is a big part of our food culture here. And it's also one of those things where you are probably not prepared for how fresh it is, where things that are caught that morning are then by that evening on your plate as a meal. So one, you're probably not ready for that. And two, you're going to get extremely spoiled when you taste how just amazing and delicious and fresh all of this seafood is, and you try and go anywhere else in the country, because you're just going to be having disappointment after having just this amazing quality of seafood every day, day in and day out. I mean, Maine lobsters, amazing. Duxbury oysters, amazing. I'm not going to go down the list because I'll get too hungry and I'll never finish this video, but drop a comment below and tell me what's your favorite seafood dish that's based out of Boston. And, if you're one of those people with a shellfish allergy, again, that might be one of the reasons for you not to move here, because it is everywhere here. Okay, so we're getting down there. Reason number 3. Boston is an old city. Now, all of the things that come along with that are going to be right there for you. I mean, if you want something that everything is fresh and new and, super clean, Boston might not be the place for you. There's a little bit of grit. There's a little bit of dirt. Things are old. Some of the things are falling apart. And it's one of those things where we also have people coming here just for the fact that it's old. I mean, it's one of the oldest cities in the United States. It has, been one of the locations for some of the most memorable events in history. I mean, Paul Revere's Midnight Ride, the Revolutionary War, all of those Patriots championships, all of those Celtics championships, all of those Red Sox championships, all of those Bruin championships. Wow, it sounds like when we first started this video, the sports stuff, it might be seeping in a little bit. You might start seeing what I'm saying. But that's the thing, is you have all of these old institutions here, as well as the buildings are just old. So, well, to me, it's beautiful and gorgeous. Other people, not so much. And the other thing is, because it is such an old city, well, not all the streets were really meant for cars. Not all of the places were meant to be easily accessible, and not everything is as easy as you'd like it to be. So again, if you're not into the old cities, this might not be the town for you. Okay, reason number 2, and this is kind of a big one. If you do not like outdoor spaces and public parks and just greenery, Boston may not be a great place for you. because we have just so many parks interlaced through our entire city. We have initiatives around being green. We have initiatives based around maintaining our parks and just all these great areas. And if you're not like a nature person and you don't want that within your concrete jungle, then I mean, it's not going to be a good fit, because we are a city that loves, especially for those few short months that it's nice, being able to go out, enjoy the greenery, and to have a great time outside. So again, the number 2 reason why Boston may not be the best for you is if you just absolutely, for some reason, hate being in the outside greenery, seeing trees, nature, and having that mixed in with your city. All right, so we've gone through so many different reasons, and we're gonna get right to that last one, that number 1 reason not to move to Boston. But I wanted to take a quick break and ask, okay, what have you liked best so far? Comment below, let me know what your thoughts are. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think I'm out to lunch? I wanna know what you're thinking. And just as a friendly reminder, make sure to do that quick little subscribe if you like this and you're thinking about moving to Boston. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. I enjoy helping people. I love it when you guys are reaching out to me and saying, hey Joe, we're relocating here. I want to use you as my real estate agent. We need a rental, we need to buy. Or alternatively, hey Joe, we've been living in this part of the city. We've been watching your videos. We want to move to this part. Can you help us sell our home as well as purchase the next one? Those are all things that we can help you with. Those are all things we can do. But let's get right to that number 1 reason why Boston may not be a good fit for you. And that's, we are heavily invested in our medical industry. So we are just one of those places where you are going to trip over more doctors just in your day-to-day than you can handle. We are a city that is super focused not only on hospitals and medicine, but pharmaceuticals. So if those are things that you're like, oh my God, like I am scared of doctors, I have some weird phobia, I am a person that just doesn't want to be around the medical industry, that's why we may not be a good reason for you to move here. So that's, again, where we're coming in with some of the world's best doctors, and you're gonna be rubbing elbows with them. And if that's not what you want, well, I mean, might not be a good fit, my friends. Okay, my friends, so those were the 10 reasons that you might not want to move to Boston. And it's, like I said, 10 reasons not to move here. But if you are, reach out to me, because those are all things that we love helping you with privately. But the only way that we can help you is you have to reach out. You have to give us a call, you have to shoot us a text, you have to send us a message, send an email, days, nights, weekends. We got your back when moving to Boston, Massachusetts and its suburbs. And until the next video, guys, we'll catch you later. If there's anything that I missed in this video, make sure to comment below and have a great time. Thanks, guys.